Most relevant and important information of the day. A young island businessman was murdered this afternoon on the beaches of St. Louis.
A total of 4 shots were reportedly fired at Franz Fortes Gie, the mortal victim of a murder that occurred around 4:30 in the afternoon when the young islander's entrepreneur was in his business located at the beaches of Sombier. According to Teleislas News, Franz received a shot in the head, another in the face, a third in the neck, and lastly one in the thorax. After the unfortunate event, relatives of the young man took him to the departmental hospital on a motorcycle. However, according to what the medical center confirmed to this news agency, Fortes J arrived at the hospital without vital signs.
The National Police is pleased to inform the community that on August 10th of this year in the afternoon, there was an attack against a person on the beaches of Sombay. This person is referred to the departmental hospital to receive first aid, but unfortunately loses his life. Through the work of the padlock plan and through use of ALWA resources, we are currently advancing on investigations which have pointed us to a number of responsible of this crime, for which we need the community to fully identify those who were the ones that caused this sad news. That is why we invite the community to point out to us to give us ample information for the identification, location, and capture of those responsible for this crime.
As a result of the crime, there has been a strong security device activated by the National Police in different sectors. A few minutes ago, the authorities announced a reward of up to 10 million pesos for information that allows to find those responsible of this murder.
The departmental government regrets the murder of Franz Fuertes and offers up to 10 million pesos reward for the clarification of this crime.
Today, the Congress of the Republic made important recognition to the racial culture.
The recognition was organized by Elizabeth J. Pang, House Representative, who praised the work that Orpha and Samuel Robinson have done over the years for the islands in different cultural and social areas. This event is also part of the commemorative activities of the 188th anniversary of the emancipation of the racial people and 1 year after the approval of Law 2192 of 2022, and in compliance with the same, and recognizing the ophthalmologist and historian Samuel Robinson Davis, who has done through hard work from the Cultural Center in North End, and that today, thanks to him, has the possibility of re-emerging as an articulator and promoter of the cultural identity of the archipelago.
As mentioned by the proposer, representative to the House Elizabeth J. Pang, the decoration and insignia are imposed and the corresponding diploma is delivered to Dr. Samuel Robinson, Honorary Consul of Jamaica in San Andres. This resolution is effective as of the date and has been signed by David Lacero.
The award was also received by the Orpha Foundation, organization of raizals outside the archipelago, thanks to the fact that for more than 20 years it has promoted the culture of the raizal people from the capital of the Republic, achieving that today the culture, music, and gastronomy are recognized and identified as part of the identity of the island people.
The departmental government, through the Secretariat of Education, gave a report on the progress of the infrastructure projects that are being developed on 2 academic institutions on the island.
In April, the Comptroller's Office inspected the CEMED school together with the local government to know the state of the academic infrastructure. The parties signed a commitment agreement to join efforts to complete the mega school project. 3 months after this, the Secretary of Education, Lucila Morelos, talks about the progress in the studies for the reactivation of this work.
CEMED has just finished a pathology. This is under the responsibility of the Secretariat of Infrastructure. We are waiting for the report of this pathology to know what is the next step to follow regarding this work.
The head of the Education Office also made a statement on the repair and construction works of the industrial school, which are currently delayed due to the labor delays.
Regarding the industrial school, we already know that the contractor did the necessary paperwork to be able to bring workers from outside the department because they have not found any on the island, and they are waiting for the OCRE to make a decision in order to begin work in San Andres.
The head of the Education Office stated that the departmental government is committed to delivering these important works with all the necessary adjustments for the enjoyment of the academic community of the department, and also emphasized that the industrial institution currently provides its academic services without any inconvenience.
And the DEAM issued a statement informing that in the Caribbean is an orange alert for increase of winds and waves.
Heavy rains are expected to affect the island, a situation that will occur after the passage of a tropical wave through the Caribbean Sea, according to the port captain Marco Antonio Castillo.
La Capitanía de Puerto de San Andrés se permite.
The port captaincy is pleased to inform you that in the next few days, strong winds of over 20 knots will be registered, which will generate a strong swell due to the passing of a tropical wave. Therefore, it is recommended to take extreme maritime safety measures during these present conditions.
After the weather condition, it is important that the small boats and the maritime guilds be attentive and abide by all the recommendations provided by the Maritime Authority. It should be noted that the tropical wave could be affecting the archipelago during the next 3 days.
And the extraordinary sessions of the Departmental Assembly are installed. 3 projects were issued by the administration to the Departmental Duma.
3 draft ordinances were issued for study before the Duma by the departmental government during the installation of the extra sessions. The Tax Incentive Ordinance Project, the project for the tax statute, and the ordinance project that seeks to study the internal regulation of the Assembly.
We have called by means of Decree 447 of August 4th, 2022, precisely from August 29 to September 7th of the current year, 30 days of study, counting on the good intentions of the honorable deputies as always, to study the following draft ordinances. Draft Ordinance of Tax Incentive for the year 2023, Draft Ordinance Statute of the Department, and likewise Draft Ordinance for the study of the internal regulations of the Departmental Assembly. Thus, honorable deputies, we leave in your hands information that depend on your good understanding and detailed study as you have always done. These 3 very special projects that are obviously of interest to the departmental government, especially the second one, the tax incentive for the 2023 fiscal year, the tax statute for the department. These projects have been filed today by the Secretary of Finance, who has already filed the documents and also the draft ordinance to study the internal regulations of the Honorable Assembly, which is an internal regulation that will update according to the new provisions everything that concerns the Honorable Assembly of the Department for the better functioning of this body. Thus, honorable deputies, the extraordinary sessions corresponding to the present period are hereby installed. Thank you all very much.
With these words, the interim governor, Luis Viloria, stated which are the projects submitted to the Duma for the study.
And now it's time for news of the Municipality of Full Providence with Millicent O'Neill.
Good evening to all our viewers. This is the most relevant information from Old Providence and Catlina. The 3 days of monitoring by the Comptroller General of the Republic to review with the citizen oversight groups the progress of the works being carried out in the municipality ended today.
Accompanied by the community, citizen overseers and contractors, the Comptroller's Office was reviewing the different projects being executed in the municipality. Several work tables were held for topics such as hospital, inns, public services, and educational institution. The Bombona School will be delivered by the end of August. On the other hand, the Hunin started works on June 6.
The contractors committed themselves to finish the work by January 6. So let's hope that this will be fulfilled and also that it will be endowed with the elements needed.
In public services, they met with PECA, Tecnoaguas, Findeter, and the ministry, where they talk about the optimization of the potable water treatment plant and the progress in the complementation of the aqueduct master plan that has 50% on its first phase. The municipal hospital project is progressing according to schedule.
Well, they gave us very good news in the health area about the resources that we are going to receive for the hospital, and obviously it is a matter of coordination between institutions to be able to provide a better service within the municipality.
On housing, there is evidence of houses delivered that are already affected.
Findeter points out that this situation is due to the fact that it has been delivered a year ago and with time it needs maintenance, and that this should be assumed by the community. The other part is that we have found houses that were repaired, but the materials were not placed correctly, or the materials were of bad quality. And Findeter have committed themselves to have a look on these houses and verify them.
Finally, the municipal attorney presented the issue of the septic tanks. Findeter has an order through a precautionary measure to attend the septics and avoid an environmental emergency. The tour ended this morning at the airport, which is 58% completed and only has a small delay of 1 week.
And in other news, various non-governmental organizations united forces in an effort to better prepare the community for climate change.
GITEC, Ithaca, and UNESCO, as well as foundations such as Providence and Open Society, are helping the community become aware of the reality of climate change. The group proposes planning and working together with the communities.
That the community need to be aware of their risk in each one of the sections. They need to be aware of their resources, what we have. And then finally, the last part is what can we do to adapt to climate change. But
according to the leader of this initiative, some effects of climate change that will be seen over time are coastal erosion, heat waves, and the increase of seawater temperatures.
So we have some places where erosion is already causing some damage. And that is what we call they come slowly, but they are continuously but slowly. So the biggest question is how can we live with that? Because we have to learn to live with that. And that is what this process is about, together to find those solutions.
What by a local group who called for participation in a process rather than a workshop. It is expected that at the end of this, there will be an exchange with Caribbean countries.
This is all we have for tonight for this section of Old Providence and Catlina. Continue in San Andres, Lisa, with more Teleislas News. Good night.
Thank you, Millie. And with news of the municipality, we reach to the end of our broadcast. See you tomorrow at 1 p.m. with more Teleislas News. Good night.